right, welcome to Lesson 3, Part 2. By this point, you should have learned a little bit about the history of the periodic table. And if you haven't yet gotten a chance to, make sure you go back and watch this crash course video. It's 11 minutes long, and answer the journal question about the history of the periodic table. So we're going to do something really cool for this part of the project. We're going to build a class periodic table, and I'm going to give you a whole bunch of time to do it. So I'm actually assigning it today. You're each going to get an element number. It's alphabetical by hour. And you're going to have a good amount of time to research your element and work on the element block. And it's all going to be due at the end of benchmark 2 when we do our IAKT. So let's go through the links here in the lesson plan. The first link is to the research guide. So this is very similar to something we've done before when we have to research. You're going to be assigned an atom number. You're going to need to put in all the pertinent information from the periodic table. And then you're going to do some research. Now, I have some really great books in my classroom that will help you research some more of the more obscure elements. And of course, you can use the web. But your IAKT is going to be research-based, which means you have to provide websites, cited sources that are going at the end of your IAKT. And you're totally allowed to use this document when you write your IAKT. So this is going to be a place for you to dump information about the one element that you are assigned. So each student is going to be doing a different element and will write a very different IAKT. Okay, this is a graded assignment, and you can add to it after you turn it in. That's totally fine, but you need to complete this and turn it in for a grade. I believe I put this in the benchmark 2 folder. Okay, the second document linked here gives you a little bit more detail. So in class today, I'm going to assign you an element. If you're working from home, I will message you or email you the element number that you will be researching on. And those of you in class with this handout, you'll see a due date of Friday, December 18th. That's the end of benchmark 2. So you will need to write your IAKT in class, all about your element, on Friday, December 18th. Now, the element block creation is going to be something that you work on at home. I have lots and lots of examples to show you in the class. There's very, very, very specific dimensions, and that's so that the periodic table blocks fit together. It has to be 17 centimeters wide by 22 centimeters long, and it's like a booklet that gets stapled at the top. Okay, we want to put all the information that's normally on a periodic table on the front cover, and then inside you can put pictures and information that you've researched, and that's also due on Friday, December 18th. Okay, so the rubrics that I'm going to grade you on are here. This is the IAKT rubric. Okay, so you're going to get some knowledge and thinking. And half of your grade is in written communication, and a lot of it has to do with your organization. But I want to point out part of the knowledge and thinking. Okay, this row right here is points based on how many different sources you address. If you don't do the research and you don't have in-text citations or a list at the end, you could potentially lose half of your knowledge and thinking points, and I don't want that to happen. So make sure you're using plenty of sources for research. This is the rubric I'm using to grade your element block, and that's going to be worth 16 agency points. So let's pop over to the slides. Today's a great day for a progress pit stop, just to see how you're doing so far, how your team management log is going. Take a look at the calendar, locate the dates on the calendar where your IAKT and benchmark 2 will end. And then maybe just have a quick conversation about what's gone well. All right, everybody in class is going to get an assignment with an element number. We're going to go over the elements together in class. And then since I don't have enough students in the 7th grade this year, I'm actually going to ask for volunteers of people who will do a cover only for elements that are not assigned. So I have about 70 students, and I'm going to need quite a few volunteers so that the periodic table is complete this year. Here's a picture from one of the years past. This is a older picture, but you can see all the elements in the periodic table are on the bulletin board, and as you walk by, you can actually flip the cover up and read about them inside. And it's so cool because they're all different and they're all unique, and we don't want any gaps on the board. So it's really important that all the elements are completed and submitted. And just for fun, just in case you were wondering, periodic table elements on a shower curtain. And I actually have this at my house. Pretty cool, huh? So that ends lesson 3 for us. Again, you can start this anytime. You can start researching your element once you know which element is yours. And you can start making plans for creating your element block. And again, if you want to see some of the examples, even if you're working from home, I can show you all kinds of things. I love it when people call me during videos. So that's it. We're good for lesson 3, and you can email me with any questions.